Stritto, talking about movies.
Frank, I want you to say hi to Richie Sarno.
Richie, how you doing?
Good. How are you tonight?
I'll let you know in a minute. I usually do a good job or a very bad one, so we'll see how it goes.
Heidi Ho. Remember the Carole King song when she was in a band called The City?
Joe, that's your neck of the woods. I don't do Carole King music.
Carole King wrote a song called Heidi Ho in a band called The City. Everything's Been Said. A very rare album on Ode before she hit big with her own Tapestry. 2 albums before Tapestry.
Heidi Ho was Cab Calloway's catch line. Heidi, Heidi, hi, Heidi. So was Carole King making an intentional homage to him?
I'm sure, because Blood, Sweat, and Tears had a huge hit with the song.
Okay.
Remember that version? You might have recalled them.
Well, don't put me on the spot, Joe. I don't think that well.
Oh well, it's okay.
No, you're dying on me, Joe.
This cough has been, that flu knocked me out, and the cough has stayed for the past few weeks. It's almost gone.
Okay.
Cab Calloway.
Cab Calloway, but I want to start tonight with Parallel Universe.
Okay.
When people like me talk about the movies, I'm usually talking about 1930s and 40s, Hollywood, the big studios, a couple of independents, but there's parallel movie production going on that we don't think much about. Some of it's ethnic. There's a lot of Yiddish films being made, a lot of Spanish language being made.
Like Dracula, you're saying.
Well, Dracula is kind of a breakthrough one, but there was a lot of Spanish language stuff being made in Southern California, a lot of Yiddish films being made in New York. And all over the country, there are black films being made for all black audiences. And this is one of them. And if any, I've been unable to find out where this movie was filmed. It might have been in Hollywood, because there's one set that looks like it's a pretty polished studio, but maybe they just found the right nightclub for it and all that. So I don't know where it was made. But this is all black, and there was a lot of that, and all kinds of movies. And this is a musical. It has a plot, but about halfway through the movie, the plot is pretty much forgotten, and the rest of it is one musical act after another. Most of it being headed by Cab Calloway, who, let's see, this is 1947. Calloway is about 40 years old. I guess it's fair to say he's already a legend. The big names. Cab Calloway, Count Basie, Duke Ellington, Ella Fitzgerald. They made a few movies. The music was in the movies a lot, but they made a few movies. And I'm always glad to see these movies, because I was born in 1950. I grew up in the 50s and 60s, and these people would be on television then. They, in the Ed Sullivan Show, the variety shows, things like that. And they were, by then they were past their peak. I'd have to go back in time to form a more adult opinion of them, but they impressed me as old people singing for my parents. And you see these people in their prime, 30s and 40s, and they are just balls of energy. We've talked about Cab Calloway before. I think about a year ago you had some of his shorts on. And, there you see a guy bouncing off the wall. He's a bit more tuned down in this one, but he is still, he's not the old man I remember